see, who do we? No, that's Rick Gonzalez. Rick Gonzalez with Civic. I'd like to reconvene and open the Washington Unified School District Regular Board of Education meeting for October 8th, 2015. If I can get Mr. Rick Gonzalez to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Announcements of actions taken in closed session. Item D1, Government Code Section 54957.6, Conference with Labor Negotiators, WTA, CSEA, and Management. Superintendent Luna was in attendance and information was provided. Item number D2, Government Code Section 54957, Public Employee Discipline Dismissal Release, information received. Item D3, Government Code Section 54957, Public Employee Superintendent Evaluation. Information was provided. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda for today?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Communications and celebrations. We have a scholarship program from the Concilio, Mr. Ryan Gonzalez.
Gracias, Ryan.
I felt pretty loud, so Oh, it was on. Good evening. I'm a veteran of the. What do you call it? A vet. Three years I served. I served a year in Vietnam. That's the first time anyone's ever asked me to lead the Pledge of Allegiance. So thank you very much. I don't know if that was planned or not, but thank you. I feel a little better about my status here. So my name is Rick Gonzalez. I'm the president of the Mexican American Concilio of Yolo County. I am here to invite your entire community of West Sacramento to our 31st annual Concilio Recognition Dinner and Scholarship Fundraiser. If you look at the front of your flyer, it takes place Saturday, October 17th at the Woodland Community and Senior Center in Woodland. The dinner's at 5:30. The award ceremony is at 7, and we have a raffle at 9 to finish it up. If you'll turn on the backside, you'll see the Yolo high schools that are being recognized. We have 7 of the comprehensive high schools in Yolo County, including River City High School and your high school here in your district. 2 students will be honored from the River City. One is Carmen Moreno Orozco, and the other gentleman is Uriel Jesus Mendoza. In fact, Carmen's going to be coming here, and we're going to be taking a picture as part of the ad that's going to appear in our beautiful program. It's very elaborate. We're in the 21st century now. This is about a 90-page program with ads from over 100 ads. I know because I got every one of them. So yes, so that's going to happen later on. I'd like to go below this. There are some adults that we honor throughout the county. And so Board of Directors, we're honoring Andrew Truman Kim, Bob Shaleen, they're from Davis. We have the Education Awards. Alexis Kirstein's from Esparto. Leticia Villagrana is from Woodland Pioneer High School. Mary Weathers is from Delta High School. She's been running that school up there for the last 20 years, I would imagine. And then we have Community Awards, Sandy Holman, Anna Soltero, the Center for Families. I hope you know what the Center for Families, I'm on that board as well, and they've taken care of 10,000 poor people in Yolo County in 2012. So they affect a lot of poor people, the Center for Families. And we honor someone from their office, from their organization every year. Then the Pilar Andrade Award. Pilar Andrade is Maria Orozco, who worked for the Woodland Joint Unified School District, and the Rick Gonzalez Senior Award, named after my father, who started the Concilio back in 1970. The winner of that award will be Angel Barajas, who's a city council man from Woodland. Just want to let you know that the Concilio is very happy to be the top scholarship giver or awarder in Yolo County. We've given 756 scholarships since 2000 when we started the program. I'm a retired teacher. And so I started the scholarship program in 2000 with 2 scholarships, and now we're giving 56 scholarships per year. We give multiple scholarships. River City High School has received 5 scholarships since 2000, so that's 75 scholarships total. Yolo High School, we also recognize the continuation schools. They've received 45 scholarships since 2000, and that's just in West Sacramento. We also we have about 15 schools that we award scholarships to, only in Yolo County, and we have this one fundraiser that supplies all the cash. We fundraised over $350,000 to pay for these 751 scholarships. We have a goal now of maybe 1,000. If the good Lord keeps me around, we're gonna go for it. But we got 3 more years or 4 more years to accomplish that. And so. Let's see, what else do I want to say? I think that's what I want to say, the total number of scholarships. We're happy to be here. And so do you have any questions that I could answer? Or what I want to say was that we've honored some of your, Norma Alcala and her husband, were honored, when, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
3 years.
So we only honor the best. And we only honor 9 adults per year. So it's, to make our list, you got to be real special, if you will. So congratulations to Norma, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Rick.
Communication celebration, item number 2, the California Rangeland Trust and Raley's, Renee Collins, the Director of Career Tech.
Good evening. I have some photos that I want to share from a trip that our culinary arts and farm to fork education students went on today. About 45 of our students and our culinary arts teacher, Cheryl Sutton, and a couple of our other teachers, Jennifer McAllister from the farm to fork course, Andrew Tate, and some additional chaperones, went up to the O'Connell Ranch in Colusa today, and they were able to do a variety of things that taught them where their food grows and grazes. So this is a program that's offered through the California Rangeland Trust and through Raley's. And they sponsored the entire trip, the transportation, the meals that the students got for lunch. The students were able to take a trip on a wagon out to the orchards, where they were able to see the picking process and the packaging and the distribution. They were also able to come back and see some calving in process. They were able to watch the bottle feed some of the young calves, and they were able to make their own brands. So they learned about branding and were able to make some of their own brands as souvenirs to bring back with them. So a nice opportunity that California Rangeland Trust and Raley's offered to our students today, and I just wanted to be able to publicly thank them. Thank you.
Thank you. Item I3 is the presentation of school buses, number 1501 and 1502, Scott Landsberg, and Assistant Superintendent of Business Services.
President Cruz, earlier in the calendar year, the board did approve 2 school buses to be purchased. We put in our order. They came in last week. The buses are supposed to be out in front of the building tonight for the board to be able to tour if you have time as we continue through our celebrations this evening. So buses should be there for you to see. We wanted to share them with you because we're very appreciative of being able to add to our fleet.
Thank you. And celebration of trustee Mary Leland and reception. Is there any comments from the superintendent at this time, or can we just give it to the board?
I think this is the time for the trustees to make their comments, and I'm happy to have my comments during superintendent update.
Anyone want to start? Board Member Kirby Gonzalez?
I'll just start with a big congratulations, first of all. This is very exciting. When we first heard of your resignation, though it was sad, it hit us all hard. You've been wonderful to work with, and I always appreciate your insight. And whenever we're up here, we all disagree on certain items here or there, and I always know, though, that you are going to come at it with a respectful tone to share your insight, and I always respect those pieces for you. And also speaking as somebody who's my parents right now are at my house watching my kids so I can be here, and I know how powerful that bond is with grandparents. And I think that there's nothing better than to be with your grandkids, and I know that your kids will really, really appreciate having you there because I know it's powerful.
Thank you, Sarah.
Board Member Alcott?
Mary, being the newest school board member, there were a lot of things I didn't know, and I really relied on your wonderful institutional knowledge and your mentoring. I want to thank you for that book. I'm still reading it. And as fellow Texan, just want to say that we're going to miss you. And thank you so much.
And one more. Before you go, I know, I want to just thank you for your service, your time, and the education you have given all of us board members. We're losing history and knowledge, and your family's gaining you back, and that's priceless. You have helped me grow not only as a board member, but as a respected community member also, and I thank you for that. Texas is lucky to get you, and together we have successfully implemented so many programs, new buses, the great culinary school, and it's really been a pleasure to serve on the board with you, and we wish you the best, and your family too. And for me, I know you're going to be making cookies. I'm presenting you with 1,001 cookie recipes, so you will have as many cookies to make with your grandkids.
Thank you so much. That's great.
And so I think at this time, Mary would like to address the board.
Yeah, I have a thank you that I want to give to the community and to the board, and so I'm going to come down front for a change so that I can really look at my fellow board members and give them a special gift from my heart and a thank you. Before I get started with, again, a little gift and a thank you, I just want you to realize how fast time goes by. And I have this picture when I came on the board the night that I was sworn in. And I just want you to notice, yes, that's me. I look a lot younger and better now. But next to me is this little bitty 4-year-old, 5-year-old. And to kind of drive home the point of how fast the board time goes, I'd like my grandson, Gideon Branch, who's now 15, just to stand. And I want to thank him and my son, Reagan. Time goes by really fast, and look what happens while you're on the board. So, yes, and he's surpassing you, Dad, very quickly. And so I want to thank my son, my grandson, and definitely my husband, Mark, and then I have many of my church family out there too, and teachers from sites that I absolutely adore. And so I want to address the community in a couple of these remarks, but let me just try to get this out without having to rely on tissue. Fellow board members, superintendents, and community of West Sacramento, I have acknowledged the next season in my life with paradoxical feelings of sadness and much excitement. I'm retiring after 11 years with the Washington Unified School District, and of course 14 and a half years at Sac City College. When I joined the school board in 2004, I was the only woman. Look at what a community that is open-minded, that's open-minded enough to support strong women leaders. Kudos to all of you. Right now, I am not going to go into a litany of a campaign accomplishments, because on my own, I accomplished nothing. I truly know and believe that being on a board of education is about teamwork. And y'all have been the best team that I've worked with in 11 years. Again, I'm ready to focus on family, not just in Texas, but I'm hoping to come back for some Rio Americano baseball games in the spring, where Gideon attends school and is a great baseball player. But I also know that I will always be involved in education. Perhaps I'll be a teacher's aide in my grandson's class, or I'm already planning a field trip with my 13-year-old granddaughter to New York in the spring with her 8th grade class for 5 days. Is that awesome?
Great.
Again, I know I watch many ball games both here in Sacramento with Gideon and with my 6-year-old youngest, Astro Easton, in Keller, Texas. I've learned valuable lessons while working collaboratively with partners internally in the district and with many generous community members. I'll always cherish the small town can-do attitude in the city of West Sacramento. Again, I've sought to build relationships that cross many different beliefs, lifestyles, and diverse cultures in West Sacramento. I've learned valuable lessons from the people who came before me. And now, moving forward, I believe WSD will continue to build its own unique brand of education excellence in the region and in the state. I am so grateful that I had this opportunity. And for the community, I want to encourage others to take the leap into public office. My grandfather set the stage for me. He was a cattleman that was a school board member for 18 years in a small town in Wisconsin. I challenge those of you who are thinking about my vacant seat to set this legacy for your children and their children's children. We need leaders like we have here that are grounded, have integrity, and are able to put others ahead of their own concerns. Thank you, fellow board members, for positioning this district to perform its best act ever. And in the future, if Fort Worth ever crosses your mind, you can think of me. And so this is my real gift. Some of you, maybe one or two in the audience, may remember an interim superintendent that we had, Michelle Lawrence. And her parting gift, I got permission from her to kind of tweak this a little bit. But I felt like this was something I wanted to pass down to you. So I borrowed it from Michelle, but it's still a great message for board members. First, I leave you with a magnifying glass. This is for you to apply to your strategic priority processes and your student achievement scores. Closely examine all data, not just test scores. Your discoveries will make great conversations. Next, if I can find these things easily, is a black marker. This is for your budget to keep helping it move forward. This is black, not red. Use it judiciously. And we really have, Scott. You've been such an asset to this district, and we've only had to worry about the black and not the red. Keep that going. Okay, this is deodorant. In case you don't know what it is. In anticipation of the hard work still ahead. My contribution to your sweat equity. And a timer is not for the length of our board meetings, but rather to keep in mind that we can't waste time making necessary changes. Our students' futures are at stake, and I know every one of you feel that way. Cling wrap. Keep your decisions that you make transparent. And you can use this for your cookie baking too. Soap helps continue making your practices and policies honest and clean. This is my favorite. A rope. This is to remind you to pull together. It's far more effective than doing it alone and way better than a game of tug of war. I think you already know that. And I'm going to show this one in this direction. The first aid kit is for you to protect the superintendent and keep her safe. She may fall on occasion. We all do, but patch things up and move forward. That's so much fun. The glue is to hold fast to your values, your commitments, and your integrity. Remember our rules of engagement and our WSD trustee creed. Read that every once in a while. That's the glue that'll hold you together and those values. And the last thing I want to leave for you is candy for each one of you. This was deliberately chosen for its name, Hug and Kisses, to remind you to be kind to one another. An occasional pat on the back to our WSD staff, teachers and administrators, and each other is good for the soul. Notice I have individual bags of the candy because no woman should be expected to share chocolate. So again, I've loved working with each one of you each and every minute. In the bag, I have some leadership quotes that I particularly picked out for each one of you as board members and where I believe your strengths are. And I just want to thank you for embracing me as a part of the team and for your sacrificial work on behalf of all the students at WSD. Keep up the good work, girls. Oh, the bucket is for the lady over here. She'll bail you out when you need it.
Mary, you're not the only one with gifts. On behalf of the board, we bought you gifts and our hats. Your hats. We purchased a gavel. And on it, we also have a nice plaque, so don't sit on it. We just want to thank you. You can't say enough. We wish you the best. Yes, we have a reception, we have cake outside, and we have some lemon bars and some pineapple upside down cupcakes. And this time also, I think if you want to go look at the buses, this is the opportunity to go out and look at our new buses. Pictures. Yeah, since we're all up here, Mary.
Yeah, this is Scott. Can we put her in the middle? I mean, she is the, yeah, so. No, yeah, wait, hold on. Student board member, the superintendent. Superintendent, yeah, they're always jumping in on this one. This is sort of yeah, no, we want the student, yeah. Cheese, smile. Thank you very much.
If you can come forward, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Can I go now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, board members and parents. My name is Sandy Rothove, and I'm here to speak on the behalf of some parents regarding few issues we have identified, discussed, and are concerned about. First, we would like to address to the board concerning our lack of leadership from the administration at Westfield. We have a revolving door of substitute teachers coming in and out of our classrooms. For example, there are many classes that have had over 3 substitute teachers, and it's not even into the second month of school year. Some second, third, and fourth graders do not have the stability of a teacher, and we have just learned that we are losing our first grade teacher also. We have also learned that Westfield has 3 teacher positions open and has yet still to fill them. As parents, we expect the quality of leadership for our children, and unfortunately, all we see is failure. Our children need structure, guidance in order to motivate them to learn. They need great teachers. Each one of these parents can tell you the impacts of not having a stable teacher and can tell you how many subs have entered their children's environment. It is a shame to hear conversations amongst us parents that we might not even attend parent-teacher conferences when we know that the revolving door of substitute teachers do not even know our children well enough to give us an educated assessment of the progress in their classroom. We have addressed our concerns with the principal, and unfortunately, we have not received any answers or seen any results. We are now asking you, the board, to step in to ensure that our children receive an educator that will be permanent for them and not a revolving sub. We expect a leader, not failure, and unfortunately, that's what we're seeing at Westfield. The next issue I would like to address is regarding the cafeteria. Some parents have received complaints from their children regarding the quality of milk received. Kids have stated that the milk they taste is sour. When a children notifies a cafeteria staff member, they are forced to drink the sour milk or lose their recess time. I have experienced this with my grandchildren. First, we believe the cafeteria staff should not be forcing our children to drink or eat anything they do not want. Second, they should not be penalized for it. If a children does not want to eat or drink something, they should have their right. They should not be scared into doing something. We do not believe the cafeteria staff has the ability to enforce these types of rules on our children. In addition, I, along with other parents, noticed that the cafeteria staff is rude to the children for no other reason. I understand lunchtime can be chaotic. I have too also worked as a lunch lady or as a cafeteria worker, but that does not give them the right to be unkind to our children. Thank you.
Thank you. We're to closed session items. D1, Government Code Section 54957.6, Conference with Labor Negotiators, WTA, CSEA, and Management. Superintendent Luna in attendance. Item D2, Government Code Section 54957, Public Employee Discipline Dismissal Release. Item D3, Government Code Section 54957, Public Employee Superintendent Evaluation. We will go into closed session at this time. I'm going to call back to order the Washington Unified School Board meeting of October 8th and say thank you to Scott. I know he's still, oh no, there he is. I keep losing him. Beautiful buses, if you got a chance to go down there. Excited for our kids. It still has that new bus smell, seat belts. It's just money well spent. Thank you, Scott. So we have Student Association report. Our student board member, Anna Marie Rizzo.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight I have a report on behalf of Bridgeway Elementary, River City High School, and Southport. Starting with some of the events going on at Bridgeway. Bridgeway's Parent Curriculum Night is on Thursday, October 8th, where teachers will be presenting grade-level lessons based on Common Core standards. On Friday, October 9th, PTO will be hosting the Fall Festival from 4 to 6 p.m. They will have 20 local community vendors, and all games will be free. And from October 12th through the 16th, Bridgeway will be having their student-led conferences. River City had a couple wonderful events last week, and we are very excited about them. As previously mentioned, River City students were offered the chance to attend the STEM conference at UC Davis on September 26th. The turnout of RC students far exceeded the original amount expected, with over 54 students in attendance at the conference. On October 1st, River City had almost 300 juniors that attended the region's largest career fair at Cal Expo, where they received information from multiple career options and colleges. And on Tuesday, October 6th, Yolo County Office of Education and the League of Women Voters visited RCHS and talked to the 12th graders about registering to vote. Oops. Okay, and for River City's upcoming events, next week is River City's Awareness Week, where we recognize a few of the many causes that have impacted countless people. Students and staff are asked to wear a specific color for each day of the week as a way to spread the word about these different causes and their significance. On Monday, it is Breast Cancer Awareness, where the color will be pink. Tuesday is Domestic Violence Awareness, the color is purple. Wednesday is Suicide Prevention with the color of yellow. Thursday is Colon Cancer Awareness with the color of dark blue. And Friday is Leiomyosarcoma Awareness in remembrance of Miss Wiley, and the color will be teal. I encourage and invite everyone to participate in order to spread awareness and make a difference. National Teen Driving Week is October 19th through the 23rd, and in recognition of this important week, the drivers ed class will be presenting a safety fair in the quad on the 20th. So far, there will be about 7 vendors from various parts of the driving community that will be coming out to participate. A few vendors who have replied positively are Caltrans, A1 Driving, AT&T, State Farm Insurance, Impact Teen Drivers, Friday Night Love Club, and others invited are CHP, Safety Center, and AAA. That night, there will also be a parent-teen workshop presented by Impact Teen Drivers and CHP. It will be in the Career Center from 6:30 to 7:45, and we invite all to attend. And for your River City sports update, after an impressive 5-1 victory Tuesday versus Rio Linda, the boys varsity soccer team completed the first round of league, sitting at second place with the 4-2 record in league. Girls tennis is currently 6-0 in the TCC League and 12-2 overall in 2015. Teresa Hun, Carly Blevins, and Isabel Severa led the way in Monday's 72 win over Pioneer. Cross country had 3 varsity girls placed in the top 10 and 1 freshman girl placed in top 10 of the Forest Hill Wildfire Invitational this past Saturday. Girls volleyball is currently 2-3 with the matchup against Rio Linda on Wednesday, hoping to be 3-3 after the first round in league. The boys water polo team continues to battle in the Metro League competition. They are currently 3-2 in league with their most recent wins over Rosemont and El Dorado. The girls water polo team has started off with a 5-1 record in the Metro Conference, and they finished second in their most recent tournament in Dixon. The River City High School football team is currently 1-5. The Raiders lost a close game to Pioneer 2 weeks ago, and they will host Yuba City tomorrow in another TCC League contest. And last but not least, on behalf of Southport Elementary, I have a letter from the principal. Good evening from Southport Elementary. For the month of October, aka Socktober, Southport will be collecting pairs of socks for those in need. In the United States, there are over 600,000 people without a home on a given night. Over 3,000 of those are right here in Sacramento, Yolo County area. This is a brainchild of Ms. Bozeman's third graders. The class initially planned to collect new pairs of socks as a class, but decided to make their efforts school-wide. Anyone can help by donating a new pair of socks and drop them off at the Southport office. Thank you in advance to those who donate. This time to be awesome is now. On October 19th at 10 a.m., Southport will be hosting a media event for West Sacramento Flood Preparedness Week. Details will be sent to you shortly. You can always check the WUSD or Southport Elementary websites for details. And please enjoy some candid pictures of some great learning opportunities and exciting activities for the students at Southport. The pictures feature 8th grade math students during Constitution Day, Mr. Pearsall conducting our school band while a first grader shows her patriotism, students learning about color on the Crocker Art Museum Arc, third grader students getting inspired to write poetry in our World Peace Rose Garden, and TK student experience texture sensations. That's all I have for you tonight, but thank you so much.
Thank you. The WTA report, Don Stoffer.
Good evening. I wanted to start off by thanking our new Culinary Academy for the wonderful dinner they put on for us the other night. This is for the school board and the WTA board. And I'm sorry for those of you who weren't able to make it. You missed quite a dinner. They really pulled out all the stops. I've already been talking to them. I want to do something like that again and hope we can have another event there in the near future. It was a wonderful, wonderful evening. And hopefully you can come and enjoy the wonderful food as well. I'm also tonight, I'm very happy to see that the district is going to be doing the contract openers on their end, and we are very much looking forward to getting down to business and getting our contract wrapped up for this year. So this is good news. Thank you. And then finally, I wanted to say, and on behalf of the association and our teachers in our district, I want to thank Mary Leland for her wonderful years of service. I was just thinking out there when I was sitting, and I realized I started coming to board meetings around the time you started as a trustee, and I was thinking, I think we've been through about 6 superintendents.
Yes.
And well, except for Pam, who I think is, well, I won't say how long she's been around, but except for Pam, I think we've all been around longer than anyone else up here. So it's been quite a ride, and a lot has happened in the district. And I think the district is a much, much better place than it was when I first started coming to board meetings. And obviously you played a key role in that, and thank you for that.
Don, I've enjoyed working with you every minute. Been great.
Great. So thank you, and that's all for tonight.
Thank you, Don. CSEA, I don't see Deborah here. Public comments, I don't have any. Board and superintendent comments, Board Member Alcala.
Don, thank you again, and WTA. Sarah and Alicia and I had a wonderful time, and our students did a great job. Very impressed. I was also, on Tuesday, able to participate in the League of Women Voters presentation and voter registration. It was wonderful over at River City High School. And the presenter of the event, Avelia Ganetta, had been in education for 30 years. I believe she was a principal out in Woodland at one time. So they did a wonderful partnership also with the local LULAC. It was a nonpartisan presentation on the importance of civic engagement, and also given a little background on the history of voting. And this is really important because thanks to our superintendent, Jesse Ortiz, our county superintendent of schools, Jesse Ortiz, every single high school in Yolo County has participated in this. And it's really important for our young people to start voting, because in the 2014 election, I believe it was only 8% of the 18 to 25 cohort that actually voted, only 8%. So this is a good start to create that climate of civic engagement and voting. And it was wonderful. As I said, we had LULAC and the League of Women Voters, and I know we're going to do this next year, so it was great to be able to participate that way.
Board Member Leland, do you have any?
I understood that I went over my time limit, so I will pass.
Board Member Kirby Gonzalez.
And it was fabulous, every minute of it. I had the opportunity to visit Stonegate Elementary and sit in the staff room with teachers, and it was, I don't think they knew I was going to be there, but everyone came up and they were so excited on a Friday afternoon to be talking about their practice and what they were doing in this PD that was coming up that they were looking forward to, that the district's putting on. And teachers said, hey, will you come in my classroom and come see what we're doing? And to get stopped in the hallway on a Friday afternoon, that's not always the easiest time to be teaching with your kids. And every classroom I went in, the kids were so engaged. It was just a wonderful place to be. One of the folks who stopped me was one of our innovative educators, and it was very timely because then we had the DTAC meeting that was on Monday, and I got to see his students in action on the computers. They were doing some great stuff, and one of the students, I said, what's one of your favorite things to do here? And she said, I just love using these computers. It's great. I love it. So they were very engaged. One of the reasons I was there was to observe a classroom, and actually I got put right to work with the kids, and that was in Trish Diedrich's classroom, to get to see the writing model that she had. And they were working hard with the writer's workshop and a little bit of Lucy Calkin's work. And she said one of the meaningful things she did too was the Area 3 writing project. So I'm looking forward to hopefully connecting there as well. In terms of the DTAC meeting, for us to know, they are bringing on, their goal is to bring on 40 more innovative educators. They have 43 right now who have the carts who are in their room. Sometimes they share, 2 classrooms will share, but it's not ideal to have more than 2. They are a passionate group of people who are really putting our district, I think, on the forefront when it comes to technology, the things that they're doing there. They have a showcase that will be May 26th. They will be showcasing the technology work that the students are doing. So to keep that on your calendars and to be looking forward to hearing more from them. There will be student portfolios and pieces. Another big thing they spent a lot of time on was the laws have changed. And so before, when you could put kids onto certain programs, the laws have changed now where you're signing sometimes an agreement that you don't always even know about. So they're going to have to do some work. Every district's doing some work in terms of outreach and really vetting every program that we have the kids use to make sure that we're that our policy is as up to date as possible. And so I appreciated that they know exactly what's happening and they're right on the edge with all of that. The other piece that we had was a 2x2 meeting with the city council, and board member Villegas was there as well. A couple of things that came to that. One, we will be, we discussed posting the agenda on our district website as well. It hasn't been in past practice, so we'll start to get our, on our end it posted. And then we also discussed having the board meetings switch, the 2x2 meetings switch. So it'll be at City Hall one meeting, and then it will be at the school district one meeting. And then we'll be responsible for the agenda to help with that partnership and to strengthen that on our end as well. We also talked about the MOU that we have right now for joint use agreements and working on making sure that it has all of the facilities that are used. For example, there are city properties that the school district uses that weren't on there, and so that we all know exactly what we're talking about when we talk about joint use agreements. So that is something that will be coming, of course, to the board to look at as well. And I think that's those pieces right there. And probably Superintendent Luna will be touching on the community college breakfast maybe in her update as well, or I can right now. So we had also had a breakfast with we have a great partnership here with the community college just right here, and board member Villegas was in attendance, as well as many Washington Unified staff members, and it was great to hear our counselors step up, and Mr. Spalding was there, and it was great to hear our counselors really step up and offer some really good ways that they could streamline and work together. So I'm looking forward to more of that. It's a very exciting partnership, and everybody's really on board. So thank you.
Thank you. And I too would like to thank WTA for having us out there with our culinary students. It was an amazing night. The kids were dressed to the T. I believe it was a 4 or 5 course meal. You know, it's unbelievable. These kids have only been cooking a couple months, and the food that they produced and the attitude and the atmosphere was just phenomenal. So I do look forward to many more events there. Also, just to let you know, our curriculum meeting is next week. It'll be our first one of the year, and Sarah and I will be attending. I also want to thank all the interested candidates. We, Board Member Villegas and I and Superintendent Luna hosted a informational night for the interested candidates for the for Board Member Leland's position, and all of them that came out were very attentive, excited, and thought it was a great opportunity to help our community. So I thank them for coming out, and the interviews will be at our next board meeting. They'll be public, so anybody's more than welcome to come. River City High School, if the board doesn't know, they had 2 parent information nights on the random dogs that'll be visiting the city, the schools. I'm sorry, not the city, the schools. And Stan, maybe you can correct me. Is there going to be a presentation there also for the dogs? Are they going to come out and do a presentation night for the parents also?
They are. So we had 2 parent informational nights. Tonight we had one this evening. And on Monday we were actually doing a demonstration for a portion of our students.
Okay.
At school site.
Okay, thank you. So the parents are invited, they're coming out, and actually, we're hearing nothing but positive things. So I encourage everybody to go out if you have questions. Also, I want to thank River City High School. I know I'm biased maybe because my child goes there, but I like all the schools. I like, Riverbank, the Elkhorn, Bridgeway, Westmore. I could go on and on, but River City has had great communication as a parent. I get notices from the teachers, I get notices from the schools, and it's really nice that every day I'm getting a text, and the students get the text. Don't forget about this homework. Visit this website if you need your homework. It's just, the communication is great. I don't even know how to explain it. We didn't have this communication when my kids were going through elementary, so it's nice to nag my son to make sure he understood and check the website. And I think a phenomenal thing that's also happening is, and I don't know if all the coaches are doing this, but the basketball coach is incorporating not just basketball skills, but he sends a text every day to the kids on a person of history in basketball. And when they come to practice, he asks them, who is it? So it's not just basketball. It's not just the skills. It's educational too. So I like seeing that too. There's just so much going on at River City that I really would like to thank that staff. Everybody except for Dawn. But no, I'm just really pleased, and I'm so glad that that communication is happening. I just pick on him. Yes, Dawn gets to work at 5:30 a.m., so, you know. So we have Superintendent Luna's comments.
Oh, I forgot one.
Good evening, Board of Trustees. Wish my husband would have sent me these, but maybe I'll have to take a picture and send it to him to remind him. But I just wanted to just take a moment and thank Trustee Mary Leland for the time that she has spent with me. It's a very, very short time. But in these past few months and me coming on board, she has just been a nice piece of wisdom, a very nice colleague, and an encourager during this time of transition of moving into the city and just transitioning from another district and just really helping me to feel at home. And I just wanted to thank you for your years of service, all these years of many, many hours of reading and homework, having conversations on behalf of the district and kids. So thank you very much, and I wish you well.
Oh, thank you, Linda.
At this time, trustees, I just wanted to just give a quick update. Wanted to thank our transportation department for all their work. Every morning as I'm driving to work, I see all of our buses going down Jefferson, and it's just exciting to say, hey, that's my district. And I just want to give a shout out to our transportation staff because they're the first people that our kids see every morning. And they're the last people that they see as they go home and get dropped off and walk home. So I wanted to give a shout out to that, and thank you to the board for your commitment to maintaining and growing our equipment and with those two beautiful new school buses. 2 weeks ago, we had a Yolo County Leaders in Education breakfast over at the Yolo County Office of Education. At this particular breakfast, we had senators, we had California Department of Education staff, and we had county officials present to come together to meet the 5 superintendents and meet Dr. Jesse Ortiz, our county superintendent, here in Yolo County. Really, the purpose of that breakfast was to bring people together to put names to faces, faces to names, and to find out a little bit about who each district is. And so we talked a little bit about Washington Unified. Everybody wanted to know who the new person was, and so it was a very nice, warm and welcoming time. But we really focused on who we are, who do we serve, and really how can we all work together throughout the county on behalf of our kids. It was very well represented. You can see that the room is very, very full. And this was at 7:30 in the morning and concluded at 9:30 so that each superintendent could talk a little bit about their district. Here we have a picture of all of our superintendents and a friend, of course, of Yolo County, Senator Lois Walk, and she actually was my senator for a short time over in San Joaquin County when I was in Stockton Unified. So it was like seeing an old friend again, and she's a great supporter of education. I spent a full day, it was a great day, with our Assistant Superintendent, Bill Spalding, looking at other school districts in regards to the board priority of promoting and engaging college and career pathways. What I have realized in my short time here, we have 35 high school students that have chosen to go to other school districts that normally would be at River City High School. And these 35 kids have chosen to leave our district because they are seeking to engage in Future Farmers of America program and an agricultural pathway. What I've also learned is that our school district is the only school district in Yolo County without the Future Farmers of America program and without an agricultural pathway for students to think about a future and entering college in this particular industry. So we went to Winters, a unified school district, and just a little bit on the bias side there, you see a picture of Assistant Superintendent Spalding's daughter, who it was really a testimony to what FFA could really do for students, and it's really changed her life. He shared some a little bit about that on how it has really helped her in her discipline and also in her self-confidence in her freshman year of high school. It was amazing to watch this. Now, of course, they knew we were coming, but I can tell you that the traditions of an FFA program, what I immediately looked at was it is completely aligned to English learner literacy because of the discipline of oral presentation, of analytical skills that they have to do in the FFA program, and all of the rigor and expectations that are really expected from students to be successful as part of FFA. It is perfect for our English learners. And the interesting thing is that all morning, all the students that I was able to observe were English learner students, thriving in this kind of environment. We also visited Woodland High School, and out of the 3 high schools that we visited, I think Woodland High School, particularly with this teacher, has the most established traditional FFA program and, most importantly, a very, very strong agricultural pathway. They've even been approved to have A through G courses in their agricultural pathway so that students can take their core classes preparing for UC or USC systems in this agricultural program. Very impressive. You have 2 English learners right there with the teacher. The teacher has approved curriculum that they use, and so they are very well established. And the beauty of that program, everything is online. Everything is accessible for the curriculum and for the overall program. We also went to Galt High School and saw some different career pathways that Galt High School has in place. And one particular pathway I personally was a little bit impressed with is, I'm a city girl. And so I didn't, even though I'm from the Central Valley, I'm a true city girl in that I was never out in the farm areas. And I was never out in the fields, whereas my husband spent all his life in the fields. And so this was just a really great learning experience for me in that Galt High School has a pretty established agricultural pathway program as well. But what we could see is that it's not just about raising animals, which is a lot harder to do at this time. And it's also harder in terms of growing your crops and going into that particular business of taking care and maintaining and growing orchards. But here is a simple little pathway that the kids are digging, and I was really impressed with, and that is they have a chicken coop there.
Yes.
And small enough. But the beauty of that particular program, and we were watching kids maintaining it and doing their jobs as part of the class, is that it's a full-service collaboration with the city of Galt. They actually have subscribers, weekly subscribers to this particular program, in which they come and purchase their eggs in the community here specifically for this program to help bring additional resources and sustainability. So there is so much potential, so many possibilities in a pathway of agriculture and Future Farmers of America that I think our students would most definitely be able to thrive in. So this is kind of something we're looking at. I needed to learn what it was. This is a great learning experience. And so as we do more homework and we include more staff into what could this possibly look like, we've opened the Bright Culinary Program. Now, what could be another program to go hand in hand and groom our future entrepreneurs of Washington Unified Schools. I participated, it was a great morning yesterday. It was over at Bridgeway Island School, and gosh, I think it would be a lot healthier if I could start my morning with a walk, just like I did yesterday. It was over at Bridgeway Island with International Walk to School Day, and over there in the picture you see our fearless principal leading hundreds of people on this sidewalk to gather us to all go in the same direction. It's a very dark picture because the sun was just coming up, but there were literally hundreds of students and parents all participating together to make a statement about health and wellness in walking to school and being together as a community. I also learned from our lead parent, Yvonne Kemp, who organized this whole program at Bridgeway Island. I learned that Bridgeway Island actually has taken this program a step further, not just for this one annual day. What they do is have an ongoing program, specifically on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where they encourage families to walk and to track to encourage and foster health and wellness. So each student that is participating, and there's 560 students that have an ID that they log into and track how many steps they took or how much time they spent walking to school or doing physical exercise to better their health and wellness. And so they're tracking all of this time and tracking all their steps, and it's pretty amazing. Our parents are volunteering doing this in support of the kids at the school. So thank you to Yvonne Kemp. It's a lot of time, and our parents are right there with our kids. We have a lot of work that we're doing in our district, and there's a lot of work in progress. And so just wanted to hit a few things. Our elementary schools will be entering parent conferences or student-led conferences, as we heard at Bridgeway Island, all of next week. So that means we will have early dismissal, but more importantly, our teachers and administration will have face-to-face time with parents to really discuss progress and what is expected for this school year. Secondly, on October 15th, our schools are going to participate in the California Shakeout, October 15th at 10:15 a.m. This is a good drill for the entire district as we still keep safety for our students and our staff a number one priority. And so on this particular day, all of our K-8 schools are going to participate at this date and time with collaboration of our police department and our fire department to monitor how we're doing in our drills. And so this is a district-wide rehearsal to ensure that we have all of our procedures in place. The high school, I think, is taking finals that day, so they're going to do their drill the next day. We have the end of our quarter coming up for grades 6 through 12, so this is crunch time for these grades. We also have a board trustee appointment, as President Cruz had mentioned, October 22nd, which is 2 weeks from tonight. And so we look forward to that evening on who our new appointee will be. There's a lot of instructional leadership happening in terms of training, looking at data, and talking about ways in which we can support our staff and our students at our schools to help move academic progress along in our new standards and our new assessments. And so we have a leadership meeting coming up on Tuesday, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about and how to support our staff, looking at our data, what are our next steps, what are we focusing on. We have a lot of instructional planning and collaboration happening. Next Saturday, there's a Super Saturday, a teacher university where over 100, there might even be over 130 teachers that have already signed up to spend their Saturday together, to be able to have time to collaborate, have time to learn together and just be together as colleagues. That's a lot of work in progress on top of all of their minute-to-minute duties that they do in the classroom and at the school site. So there's a lot of work going on, and I just want to acknowledge that because we're all doing this for one purpose, and that is on behalf of our students. Just one last word, as the sun is beginning to set sooner, as we will be turning our clocks back with the time change in the next few weeks, I've just noticed that there are some blind spots in terms of the sun coming up or sun coming down. And just shout out to everybody to be extra cautious as our students are walking to school, our students are skateboarding to school or riding their bikes, that we need to be extra cautious during this time change of the sun setting and the sun rising to ensure that we really are looking out for students in the crosswalks and on the sidewalks. So it's great to be WUSD, and again, Trustee Leland, we will be missing you. Thank you.
Thank you. We are to information and discussion items. M1, the Sunshine Washington Unified School District bargaining proposal to WTA for fiscal year 2015-2016. Dr. Rebecca Peachin, Assistant Superintendent, Human Resources.
Just a very brief item to sunshine the district's proposal to WTA. And we'll be bringing this back next board meeting as well, but we're sunshining Article 6, evaluation procedures, Article 11, leaves, and Article 7, compensation. Thank you.
Is there any comments, questions, discussion? Nope. Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda? We already did that, right?
No.
We didn't do that. No, we approved
Hold
the
on.
agenda, but not the consent.
Yes, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Action items. Item O1, adopt resolution 1516-07, intent to convey non-exclusive easement for right-of-way and public utility flood control purposes. Scott Landsberg, Assistant Superintendent of Business Services.
Thank you, President Cruz. The resolution that you have in front of you should look very familiar. We brought you an intent resolution when you gave the City of West Sacramento public utility easement on the 3 streets that surround Bright Park. At that time, we said we'd have to come back in the future and do the same process for the West Sacramento Area Flood Control Agency, so they would have easement rights to do levee repair work because the district actually owns a property that abuts up to and goes underneath the levee. So this resolution in front of you is declaring the board's intent to give that right away to the Flood Control Agency, and in 2 weeks we will bring you the resolution that is attachment A to the current resolution, which actually conveys the easement to the West Sacramento Area Flood Control Agency. There's no cost to the district for providing this easement to the Flood Control Agency, just gives them their ability to maintain the levees on our behalf.
Thank you. Is there any comments or questions? Can I get a motion to adopt the resolution number 1516-07, intent to convey the non-exclusive easement for a right-of-way?
So moved.
Second.
This is a resolution, so it's a roll call vote. Board Member Leland?
Aye.
Board Member Alcala?
Aye.
Board Member Kirby Gonzalez?
Aye.
And I too vote aye. Item O2, adopt resolution number 1516-08 and 1516-09 for the Elkhorn Village Elementary Alice Norman Education Center re-roofing project. Scott Landsberg, Assistant Superintendent, Business Services.
Thank you again, President Cruz. If you recall, when we passed the bond in November of 2014, we said that we would make sure that we used a variety of funding sources to do our facility projects, and this is a great demonstration of that. We have 2 campuses, Elkhorn Village and Alice Norman, that have emergency repair fund dollars for roofing, but the amount of money that we're getting from the state isn't sufficient enough to do all the work that we need to do. So we're going to couple that with some of the Measure V funds and go and completely re-roof areas that hadn't been re-roofed for both Elkhorn Village and Alice Norman. So you have 2 resolutions in front of you. The first one, 1516-08, is for Elkhorn Village Elementary School. The re-roofing project is at a cost of $898,871. And the second one is Resolution 1516-09 for Alice Norman. The project is at a cost of $529,074. We're bringing Madsen Roofing back and recommending them for these projects. Madsen Roofing, if you recall, did the summer roofing project at, did the roofing project at Westmore Oaks last year when we did Building A. And this summer, they actually re-roofed the Riverbank campus for us over the summer break. And we're very pleased with the level of commitment that they've had to the district. Hence, we bring them back for your approval tonight.
Is there any comments or questions? Can I get a motion to adopt resolutions number 1516-08 and 1516-09?
So moved?
Is there a second?
Second.
This is a resolution, so it's a roll call vote. Board Member Leland?
Aye.
Board Member Alcala?
Aye.
Board Member Kirby Gonzalez?
Aye.
And I too vote aye. We are to board governance, provisional appointment of trustee vacancy update. Just let everybody know that tomorrow is the final deadline to get your application in for the board member vacancy. And on Monday, coming up, Board Member Villegas and I will be at the district office reviewing the applications just to confirm that everybody is qualified. They're residents, they're over 18, they can vote, and they're not employees at this time. At that, shortly thereafter, the district will contact them for their interview times for October 22nd. Is there anything else we need to add? Any questions from the board, any comments?
So they will be given, applicants will be given a time before the board meeting to come? Are you saying that they're going to come to here and have a time that they are going to interview?
Yes, they're each gonna.
Okay, so they're not all.
They're not all gonna just come in one by one. They'll have all set times to come. And I believe Linda or Yorgos will have them downstairs and then bring them up on their scheduled interview times.
How is that determined? Do we know how that's
I
determined?
think it's their availability and what
Okay.
slots are available. Is that what you're asking? What?
I am. Well, I'm thinking it sounds like there would be a protocol, and so I'm just in the spirit of being transparent, trying to figure out exactly what this is.
Yeah, what we were thinking is to determine who goes first, second, third, and fourth is we will draw names. First name drawn will go first, et cetera.
Okay.
So it would be random and fair.
Okay, done before the meeting, so.
It would be done before the meeting, yes.
Would that be posted on the agenda at that time, or would we?
It would be
hear that
posted
night?
for the October 22nd publication of the agenda.
Okay,
It would be, yes.
thank you.
And actually, we can have the committee draw the names of the applicants, and then we can move forward on the times.
Okay.
Sounds good. Anything else to add under board governance?
Well, maybe this belongs under board governance. I'm not sure if it belongs with the appointment or board governance, but just to keep in mind, once that person is appointed, I know that the Upper West Sac Universal Preschool will be looking for an appointment. And I know they have an upcoming meeting, probably won't happen after, the meeting will happen before the appointment. But it'd be nice to have somebody in place for the next meeting.
Our hopes.
Could there be an alternate for that meeting?
Well, I thought
it
that's
comes-
something you could discuss, because
Okay.
that group is really going well,
Yeah.
and I know they have a meeting in the next 2 weeks, so.
Okay. If it's before the board meeting, then maybe we can have an alternate so that somebody is there.
I
We
believe,
didn't have, I thought we had an alternate.
I am the alternate.
Yes.
but
Yeah, I think
believe-
Norma's the
Perfect. So
alternate.
Norma, then you
Mhm.
would attend.
Yeah.
That's correct. Good.
So just,
Do you get information on when the meetings are?
No, I haven't
don't?
received any information. And since you were attending those meetings, we felt
Okay.
that was sufficient.
Bab Sandine is the chair.
Okay.
And so she might be somebody that you could contact to find out exactly the time, and, just making sure. I'd hate for you to show up and it be canceled. I would contact the chair.
Okay, very good.
thank you for
I have a
that.
number. Thank you.
Thank you for that reminder, Mary. Anything else under board governance? We have future board agenda items. Of course, our next board meeting, we'll have the trustee vacancy interviews and appointments. And our board meeting, I believe, starting at 5:30, and the interviews are starting at 6.
That's correct. 5:30 will be, have closed session.
And item number 2, board policies and administrative regulations for graduation. And I think the governor signed the bill yesterday or today. I can't remember when it was. So that was good news for us. And then Q3 was the review of board bylaws, Series 9000, and we'll visit that in November and start looking at our board bylaws. Is there any more future board agenda items? With that, can I get a motion? I would like Mary to help. I'm sorry.
No, I'm ready to make a motion.
I'd like you to actually help close it for the last time if you want to help.
No, thank you.
Bang the gavel and close it out for us, but I need a
don't need a
motion.
gavel, but I will move to adjourn the meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you again, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
Best wishes.